So we will recite shlokas from 6th chapter and then we'll have some discussion. Bhagavad Gita Chapter 6, Dhyana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, also known as Atma Samyamya Yoga. श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्रीभगवानुवाच
अनाश्रिता कर्मफलं कार्यं कर्म करोति यः
अनाश्रिता कर्मफलं कार्यं कर्म करोति यः
स सन्न्यासी च योगी च न निराग्निर्न चाक्रियः
सन्न्यासी च योगी च न निरग्निर्न चाक्रियः
यं सन्न्यासमिति प्राहुर्योगं तं विद्धि पाण्डव
यं सन्न्यासमिति प्राहुः योगं तं विद्धि पाण्डव
न ह्यसन्न्यस्तसङ्कल्पो योगी भवति कश्चन
न ह्यस्न सङ्कल्पसन्दर्भ योगी भवति कश्चन
आरुरुक्षोर्मुनेर्योगं कर्म कारणमुच्यते
आरुरोक्षोर्मुनेर्योगं कर्म कारणमुच्यते
योगारूढस्य तस्यैव शमः कारणमुच्यते
योगारूढस्य तस्यैव शमः कारणमुच्यते
यदा हीनेन्द्रियार्थेषु न कर्मस्वनुषज्जते
यदा हीनेन्द्रियार्थेषु न कर्मस्वनुषज्जते
सर्वसङ्कल्पसन्न्यासी योगारूढस्तथोच्यते
सर्वसङ्कल्पसन्न्यासी योगारूढस्तदोच्यते
उद्धरेदात्मनात्मानम् आत्मानमवसादयेत्
उद्धरेदात्मनात्मानं नात्मानम् अवसादयेत्
आत्मैव ह्यात्मनो बन्धुरात्मैव रिपुरात्मनः
आत्मैव यात्मनो बन्धुः आत्मैव रिपुरात्मनः
बन्धुरात्मात्मनस्तस्य येनात्मैवात्मना जितः
बन्धुरात्मात्मनस्तस्य येनात्मैवात्मना जितः
अनात्मनस्तु शत्रुत्वे वर्तेतात्मैव शत्रुवत्
अनात्मनस्तु शत्रुत्वे वर्तेतात्मैव शत्रुवत्
जितात्मना प्रशान्तस्य परमात्मा समाहितः
जितात्मना प्रशान्तस्य परमात्मा समाहितः
शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु तथा मानापमानयोः
शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु तथा मानापमानयोः
ज्ञानविज्ञानतृप्तात्मा कूटस्थो विजितेन्द्रियः
ज्ञानविज्ञानतृप्तात्मा कूटस्थो विजितेन्द्रियः
युक्त इत्युच्यते योगी समलोष्ट्रास्मकाञ्चन
युक्त इत्युच्यते योगी समलोष्टास्मकाञ्चनः
सुहृन्मित्रार्युदासीना मध्यस्थद्वेष्य बन्धुषु
सुहृन्मित्रार्युदासीन मध्यस्थद्वेष्य बन्धुषु
साधुष्वपि च पापेषु समबुद्धिर्विशेष्यते
साधुष्वपि च पापेषु समबुद्धिर्विशिष्यते
योगी युञ्जीत सततम् आत्मानं रहसि स्थितः
योगी युञ्जीत सततम् आत्मानं रहसि स्थितः
एकाकीयत चित्तात्मा निराशीरपरिग्रहः
एकाकीयत चित्तात्मा निराशीरपरिग्रहः
शुचौ देशे प्रतिष्ठाप्य स्थिरमासनमात्मनः
शुचौ देशे प्रतिष्ठाप्य स्थितरमासनमात्मनः
नात्युच्छ्रितं नातिनीचं शैलाजिनकुशोत्तरम्
नात्युत्थितं नातिनीचं शैलाजिनकुशोत्तरम्
तत्रैकाग्रं मनः कृत्वा यतचित्तेन्द्रियक्रियः
तत्रैकाग्रं मनः कृत्वा यत चित्तेन्द्रियक्रियः
उपविश्यासने युञ्ज्याद्योगमात्मा विशुद्धये
उपविश्यासने युञ्ज्यात् योगमात्मविशुद्धये
समं कायाशिरो ग्रीवं धारयन्नचलं स्थिरः
समं काय शिरोग्रीवं धारयन्नचलं स्थिरः
सम्प्रेक्ष्य नासिकाग्रं स्वं दिशश्चानवलोकयन्
सम्प्रेक्ष्य नासिकाग्रं स्वं दिशश्चानवलोकयन्
प्रशान्तात्मा विगतभिर्ब्रह्मचारी व्रते स्थितः
प्रशान्तात्मा विगतभिः ब्रह्मचारी व्रते स्थितः
मनः संयम्य मच्चित्तो युक्त आसीत मत्परः
मनः संयम्य मच्चित्तो युक्त आसीत् मत्परः
युञ्जन्नेवं सदात्मानं योगी नियतमानसः
युञ्जन्नेवं तदात्मानं योगी नियतमानसः
शान्तिं निर्वाणपरमां मत्संस्थामधिगच्छति
शान्तिं निर्वाणपरमां मत्संस्थामधिगच्छति
नात्यश्नतस्तु योगोऽस्ति न चैकान्तम् अनश्नतः
नात्यश्नतस्तु योगोऽस्ति न चैकान्तमनश्नतः
न चाति स्वप्नशीलस्य जाग्रतो नैव चार्जुन
न चापि स्वप्नशीलस्य जाग्रतो नैव चार्जुन
युक्ताहारविहारस्य युक्तचेष्टस्य कर्मसु
युक्ताहारविहारस्य युक्तचेष्टस्य कर्मसु
युक्तस्वप्नावबोधस्य योगो भवति दुःखः
युक्तस्वप्नावबोधस्य योगो भवति दुःखः
यदा विनियतं चित्तम् आत्मन्येवावतिष्ठते
यदा विनियतं चित्तम् आत्मन्येवावतिष्ठते
निःस्पृहा सर्वकामेभ्यो युक्त इत्युच्यते तदा
निष्क्रियः सर्वकामेभ्यो युक्त इत्युच्यते तदा
यथा दीपो निवातस्थो नेङ्गते सोपमा स्मृता
यथा दीपो निवातस्थः नेङ्गते सोपमा स्मृता
योगिनो यतचित्तस्य युञ्जतो योगमात्मनः
योगिनो यतचित्तस्य युञ्जतो योगमात्मनः
यत्रो परमते चित्तं निरुद्धं योगसेवया
यत्रो परमते चित्तं निरुद्धं योगसेवया
यत्र चैवात्मनात्मानं पश्यन्नात्मनि तुष्यति
यत्र चैवात्मनात्मानं पश्यन्नात्मनि तुष्यति
सुखम् आत्यन्तिकं यत्तद् बुद्धिग्राह्यम् अतीन्द्रियम्
सुखम् आत्यन्तिकं यत्तत् बुद्धिग्राह्यम् अतीन्द्रियम्
वेत्ति यत्र न चैवायं स्थितश्चलति तत्त्वतः
वेत्ति यत्र न चैवायं स्थितश्चलति तत्त्वतः
यं लब्ध्वा चापरं लाभं मन्यते नादिकं ततः
यं लब्ध्वा चापरं लाभं मन्यते नाधिकं ततः
यस्मिन् स्थितो न दुःखेन गुरुणापि विचाल्यते
यस्मिन् स्थितो न दुःखेन गुरुणापि विचाल्यते
तं विद्या दुःखसंयोग वियोगं योगसंज्ञितम्
तं विद्या दुःखसंयोग वियोगं योगसंज्ञितम्
स निश्चयेन योक्तव्यो योगो निर्विण्णचेतसा
तनिश्चयेन योक्तव्यः योगो निर्विण्णचेतसा
सङ्कल्पप्रभवान् कामान् त्यक्त्वा सर्वान् शेषतः
संकल्प प्रभवान् कामान् त्यक्त्वा सर्वान् शेषतः
मनसैवेन्द्रियग्रामं विनियम्य समन्ततः
मनसैवेन्द्रियग्रामं विनियम्य समन्ततः
शनैः शनैरुपरमेद् बुद्ध्या धृतिगृहीतया
शनैः शनैरुपरमेत् बुद्ध्या धृतिगृहीतया
आत्मसंस्थं मनः कृत्वा न किञ्चिदपि चिन्तयेत्
आत्मसंस्थं मनः कृत्वा न किञ्चिदपि चिन्तयेत्
यतो यतो निश्चलति मनश्चञ्चलमस्थिरम्
यतो यतो निश्चरति मनश्चञ्चलस्थिरम्
ततस्ततो नियम्यैतदात्मन्येवावशं नयेत्
ततस्ततो नियम्यैतत् आत्मन्येव वशं नयेत्
प्रशान्तमनसं ह्येनं योगिनं सुखमुत्तमम्
प्रशान्तमनसं येनं योगिनं सुखमुत्तमम्
उपैति शान्तरजसं ब्रह्मभूतमकल्मषम्
उपैति शान्तरजसं ब्रह्मभूतमकल्मषम्
युञ्जन्नेवं सदात्मानं योगी विगतकल्मषः
युञ्जन्नेवं तदात्मानं योगी विगतकल्मषः
सुखेन ब्रह्म संस्पर्शम् अत्यन्तं सुखमश्नुते
सुखेन ब्रह्म संस्पर्शम् अत्यन्तं सुखमश्नुते
सर्वभूतस्थमात्मानं सर्वभूतानि चात्मनि
सर्वभूतस्तथात्मानं सर्वभूतानि चात्मनि
ईक्षते योगयुक्तात्मा सर्वत्र समदर्शनः
ईक्षते योगयुक्तात्मा सर्वत्र समदर्शनः
यो मां पश्यति सर्वत्र सर्वं च मयि पश्यति
यो मां पश्यति सर्वत्र सर्वं च मयि पश्यति
तस्याहं न प्रणश्यामि स च मे न प्रणश्यति
तस्याहं न प्रणश्यामि स च मे न प्रणश्यति
यो मां पश्यति सर्वत्र सर्वं च मयि पश्यति
यो मां पश्यति सर्वत्र सर्वं च मयि पश्यति
तस्याहं न प्रणश्यामि स च मे न प्रणश्यति
तस्याहं न प्रणश्यामि स च मे न प्रणश्यति
यो मां पश्यति सर्वत्र सर्वं च मयि पश्यति
यो मां पश्यति सर्वत्र सर्वं च मयि पश्यति
तस्याहं न प्रणश्यामि स च मे न प्रणश्यति
तस्याहं न प्रणश्यामि स च मे न प्रणश्यति
सर्वभूतस्थितं यो मां भजत्येकत्वमास्थितः
सर्वभूतस्थितं यो मां भजत्येकत्वमास्थितः
सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि स योगी मयि वर्तते
सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि स योगी मयि वर्तते
आत्मौपम्येन सर्वत्र समं पश्यति योऽर्जुन
आत्मौपम्येन सर्वत्र समं पश्यति योऽर्जुन
सुखं वा यदि वा दुःखं स योगी परमो मतः
सुखं वा यदि वा दुःखं स योगी परमो मतः
अर्जुन उवाच
अर्जुन उवाच
योऽयं योगस्त्वया प्रोक्तः साम्येन मधुसूदन
योऽयं योगस्त्वया प्रोक्तः साम्येन मधुसूदन
एतस्याहं न पश्यामि चञ्चलत्वा स्थितिं स्थिराम्
एतस्याहं न पश्यामि चञ्चलत्वात् स्थितिं स्थिराम्
चञ्चलं हि मनः कृष्ण प्रमाथि बलवदृढम्
चञ्चलं हि मनः कृष्ण प्रमाथि बलवदृढम्
तस्याहं निगृहं मन्ये वायोरिव सुदुष्करम्
तस्याहं निग्रहं मन्ये वायोरिव सुदुष्करम्
श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्रीभगवानुवाच
असंशयं महाबाहो मनो दुर्निग्रहं चलम्
असंशयं महाबाहो मनो दुर्निग्रहं चलम्
अभ्यासेन तु कौन्तेय वैराग्येन च गृह्यते
अभ्यासेन तु कौन्तेय वैराग्येण च गृह्यते
असंयतात्मना योगो दुष्प्राप इति मे मतिः
असंशयात्मना योगः दुष्प्राप इति मे मतिः
वश्यात्मना तु यतता शक्यो वाप्तुमुपायतः
वश्यात्मना तु यतता शक्यो वाप्तुमुपायतः
अर्जुन उवाच
अर्जुन उवाच
अयति श्रद्धयोपेतो योगाच्चलितमानसः
अयति श्रद्धयोपेतो योगाच्चलितमानसः
अप्राप्य योगसंसिद्धिं कां गतिं कृष्ण गच्छति
अप्राप्य योगसंसिद्धिं कां गतिं कृष्ण गच्छति
कच्छिन्नो भयविभ्रष्टश्चिन्नाभ्रमिव नश्यति
कच्चिन्नो भयविभ्रष्ट छिन्नाभ्रमिव नश्यति
अप्रतिष्ठो महाबाहो विमूढो ब्रह्मणापति
अप्रतिष्ठो महाबाहो विमूढो ब्रह्मणापति
एतन्मे संशयं कृष्ण चेत्तुमर्हस्य शेषतः
एतन्मे संशयं कृष्ण छेत्तुमर्हस्य शेषतः
त्वधन्यसंशयस्यास्य चेत्ता न ह्युपपद्यते
त्वदन्यसंशयस्यास्य चेता नायुपपद्यते
श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्रीभगवानुवाच
पार्थनैवेह नामुत्र विनाशस्तस्य विद्यते
पार्थनैवेह नामुत्र विनाशस्तस्य विद्यते
न हि कल्याणकृत् कश्चित् दुर्गतिं तात गच्छति
न हि कल्याणकृत् कश्चित् दुर्गतिं तात गच्छति
प्राप्य पुण्याकृतां लोकान् उषित्वा शाश्वती समाः
प्राप्य पुण्यकृतां लोकान् उषित्वा शाश्वती समाः
शुचीनां श्रीमतां गेहे योगभ्रष्टोऽभिजायते
शुचीनां श्रीमतां गेहे योगभ्रष्टोऽभिजायते
अथवा योगिनामेव कुले भवति धीमताम्
अथवा योगिनामेव कुले भवति धीमता
एतद्धि दुर्लभतरं लोके जन्म यदीदृशम्
एतद्धि दुर्लभतरं लोके जन्म यदीदृशम्
तत्र तं बुद्धिसंयोगं लभते पौर्वदेहिकम्
तत्र तं बुद्धिसंयोगं लभते पौर्वदेहिकम्
यतते च ततो भूयः संसिद्धौ कुरु नन्दन
यतते च ततो भूयः संसिद्धौ कुरु नन्दन
पूर्वाभ्यासेन तेनैव ह्रियते ह्यवशोऽपि सः
पूर्वाभ्यासेन
तेन
तेनैव ह्रियते यवशोऽपि सः
जिज्ञासुरपि योगस्य शब्दब्रह्माति वर्तते
जिज्ञासुरपि
जिज्ञासुरपि
योगस्य
योगस्य शब्दब्रह्म
शब्दब्रह्माति
इति
वर्तते
वर्तते
प्रयत्नाद्यतमानस्तु योगी संशुद्ध किल्बिषः
प्रयत्नाद्यतमानस्तु
प्रयत्नाद्यतमानस्तु योगी
योगी
संशुद्धिकिल्बिषः
संशुद्धकिल्बिषः
अनेकजन्म संसिद्धस्ततो याति परां गतिम्
अनेकजन्म
अनेकजन्म संसिद्धः
संसिद्धस्ततो
ततो
याति
यति
परां
परमां
गतिम्
गतिम्
तपस्विभ्योऽधिको योगी ज्ञानिभ्योऽपि मतोऽधिकः
तपस्विभ्योऽधिको
तपस्विभ्योऽधिको
योगी
योगी
ज्ञानिभ्योऽपि
ज्ञानिभ्योऽपि
मतोऽधिकः
मतोऽधिकः
कर्मिभ्यश्चाधिको योगी तस्माद्योगी भवार्जुन
कर्मिभ्यश्चाधिको
कर्मिभ्यश्चाधिको
योगी
योगी
तस्माद्योगी
तस्माद्योगी
भवार्जुन
भवार्जुन
योगिनामपि सर्वेषां मद्गतेनान्तरात्मना
योगिनामपि
योगिनामपि
सर्वेषां
सर्वेषां
मद्गतेनान्तरात्मना
मद्गतेनान्तरात्मना
श्रद्धावान् भजते यो मां समे युक्ततमो मतः
श्रद्धावान्
श्रद्धावान्
भजते
भजते
यो
यो
मां
मां
समे युक्ततमो
युक्ततमो
मतः
मतः
ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे ध्यानयोगो नाम षष्ठोऽध्यायः। Okay. Sarita, welcome.
Thank you, Prabhuji. I will not say welcome.
ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళారు? వెకేషనా?
లేదు ప్రభుజీ, మనకి హాలిడే ట్రిప్స్ ఏమి హోలీ ట్రిప్స్
హోలీ ట్రిప్స్. మరి ఫ్రైడే కాదు, థర్స్డే కూడా మీరు క్లాస్ అటెండ్ అవ్వలేదు కదా ఈవినింగ్?
యా థర్స్డే మిస్ అయ్యాను, నిన్న మిస్ అయ్యాను. ఎక్కడ ప్రభుజీ, సంసారం సాగరం.
సంసార సాగరం. ఈత్తున్నారా? బాగా ఈత్తున్నారా?
ఈదుతున్నారు, ఈదలేక ఈదుతున్నాం. అలా అని ఈదకుండా ఉండలేము. మీకేం హాయిగా బోట్ ఎక్కేశారు. హాలిడేస్ కదా ప్రభుజీ, సో కొంచెం వెళ్ళాల్సి వస్తుంది ఎక్కడికన్నా పిల్లలతో.
సో యోమాం పశ్యతి సర్వత్ర ప్రాక్టికల్స్ చేయడానికైనా మీరు బయటికి వెళ్ళాలి.
మేము అక్కడ కూడా కృష్ణానే చూసుకుంటున్నాం ప్రభుజీ. 31 శ్లోక ఇంకా those are vision and this one is what is that ప్రభుజీ?
31 is Paramahamsa, the vision of a Paramahamsa.
సో రెండు చూస్తున్నాం ప్రభుజీ.
Nice. Okay, now we will discuss Bhagavad Gita Chapter 6, Sloka number 32. So prior to this, in the last class, we discussed Sloka number 31 and 30. So 30 and 31 and also 32, these three shlokas, they talk about seeing the presence of God in everything and in everyone, and feeling that connectedness, feeling that universal connectedness, ekatvam, the oneness, the unity, the spiritual unity, transcendental spiritual university, or developing a feeling of Vasudeka Kutumbakam, Vasudeka or Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So under the umbrella of God, everything is one family, one big family. It is Achyuta family. So that is the theme of these three shlokas. So starting with the shloka number 30, where you see the presence of God in everything, every object, every person that you see. And shloka number 31, That is the vision of a Bhagavatottama, Paramahamsa's vision. So what is that vision? What is the difference between 30 and 31? Can anybody tell?
సారీ ప్రభుజీ క్వశ్చన్ మిస్ అయ్యాను ఒకసారి చెప్పారా?
What is the difference between shloka number 30 and 31?
Having vision and also having connectivity with God, like between Paramatma and Bhagavan. There is no difference to that person who will have that vision and connectivity.
Yeah. So shloka number 31 is a Paramahamsa's vision. Just like how shloka number 30 is Hamsa, shloka number 31 is Paramahamsa. So what is Hamsa's vision? Hamsa's vision is Hamsa or swan will separate water and milk and will drink only milk. Whereas Paramahamsa, he will not even differentiate between water and milk. He'll drink everything. He'll consider everything as milk. Even the water in the milk, he considers it as milk. So when a Paramahamsa looks at a mountain, he does not see that as a mountain, but he sees that as a part of Bhagavan. When a Paramahamsa looks at the sky, he does not see that as an object or as a he does not see that as a mere object, but he sees that as a part of Bhagavan. Bhupadhau yasya nabhirvyadasuranilashchandra-suryau cha netre karnavasha shirodvairmukamapi dahano yasya vasteyamabdihi antastam vishvasuranarakaragho bhogi gandharva daityai chitram ram ramyate tram tribhuvana vapusham vishnumisham namami. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. So this is the vision of Paramahamsa. Just like in that shloka, Dhyana shloka, Vishnu Sahasranama Stotra, it is explained how the different parts of this material world are the different limbs of Bhagavan. So that is the vision of Paramahamsa. Whereas a Hamsa, a person, Yomam Pashyati Sarvatra, he will see the hand of God behind everything. When he looks at a beautiful rose flower, he thinks that this is the creation of God. But a Paramahamsa sees that flower as part and parcel of God. Okay, so that's the difference. Now shloka number 32. Atmaupamyena sarvatra samam pashyati Arjuna.
Atmaupamyena
sarvatra samam pashyati Arjuna.
Sukham va yadi va dukkham sayogi paramo mataha.
Sukham va yati ya dukkham sayogi paramo mataha.
Okay, so I'm doing this YouTube live for the first time. I'm trying this, but I don't see the slides on YouTube live. Maybe I need to share something. Let me check. Oh, share screen. Okay. 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 I think that's better. The word to word meaning. Atma with his self. Aupamyena by comparison. Sarvatra everywhere. Samam equally. Pashyati sees. Ya he who. Arjuna O Arjuna. Sukham happiness. Va or. Yadiva if or. Dukkham distress. Saha such. Yogi, a transcendentalist. Parama, perfect. Mataha is considered. He is a perfect yogi who, by compassion to his own self, sees the true equality of all beings in both their happiness and their distress. O Arjuna. So let's read the purport. Okay, Aparna, you ready?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, read the
Okay.
purport.
One who is Krishna conscious is a perfect yogi. He is aware of everyone's happiness and distress by dint of his own personal experience. The cause of the distress of a living entity is forgetfulness of his relationship with God. And the cause of happiness is knowing Krishna to be the supreme enjoyer of all activities of the human being, the proprietor of all lands and planets, and the sincerest friend of all living entities. The perfect yogi knows that the living being who is conditioned by the modes of material nature is subjected to the threefold material miseries due to forgetfulness of his relationship with Krishna. And because one in Krishna consciousness is happy, he tries to distribute the knowledge of Krishna everywhere. Since the perfect yogi tries to broadcast the importance of becoming Krishna conscious, he is the best philanthropist in the world, and he is the dearest servitor of the God. In other words, a devotee of the Lord always looks into the welfare of all living entities, and in this way he is factually the friend of everyone. He is the best yogi because he does not desire perfection in yoga for his personal benefit, but tries for others also. He does not envy his fellow entities. Here is a contrast between a pure devotee of the Lord and a yogi interested only in his personal elevation. The yogi who has withdrawn to a secluded place in order to meditate perfectly may not be as perfect as a devotee who is trying his best to turn every man towards Krishna consciousness.
Consciousness. Yeah. So this shloka is known as a compassion shloka. In shloka number 31, a Paramahamsa, Bhagavatottama, he has a vision of seeing everything as a part and parcel of God. Now, in the current shloka, shloka number 32, he wants to, out of compassion for other souls, he wants to help other souls also to develop same vision. So this is the mood of a preacher. This is the mood of an acharya, like Srila Prabhupada. This is the mood of a guru. An acharya or a person who is a pure devotee, he knows that before I became Krishna conscious, I was miserable. The life was miserable. And after uh, starting Krishna consciousness, the sadhana in Krishna's consciousness movement, starting with Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Archanam, Padasevanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. A person starts experiencing bliss. And he wants to share that bliss with others. So this is the mood of a devotee. He does not limit or he does not keep that happiness just with himself or herself. He wants to share, he or she wants to share with others so that they can also get benefit. They can also become happy. The formula for true happiness is seeing seeing the relationship with everybody in connectedness with God, treating everyone as equal. Atmaupamyena sarvatra samabuddhir vishishyate. Sarvatra samam pashyati yo Arjuna. Sukham va yadi va dukkham. Both in happiness and distress, a devotee looks at all jivas as equal. They don't differentiate between, oh, this person is miserable, their life is miserable, let me not go near them. If I go near them, I will also get that negative vibe. No? Because we see some people, they explicitly avoid people who are in distress, people who are disabled, people who who have different problems, right? Many people avoid them. The general mass, they will avoid them because they think that if I go near them, I will also get those negative vibrations and it will affect my consciousness or it will affect my life. But a pure devotee, just like Srila Prabhupada, when he came to America, he did not differentiate, he did not even think what kind of crowd I'm going to meet in America. So he always considered the people here in America also as a part and parcel of God. And all those hippies who were loitering on the streets of New York, Boston, he treated them with compassion. He gave them, he cared for them. He gave the teachings of Bhagavad Gita to them to give them the eternal happiness. Instead of just giving temporary food and clothing or shelter, he gave the highest benefit. So this is the mood of a Paramahamsa Bhagavatottama who treats with people with compassion. Yes, Praveen or Annapurna, you had a question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
When we are saying that to treat the person same kadandi, అందరికి ఒకలాగే చూడాలని అంటున్నారు కదా. When you are saying that to treat the person as the same, so what should be in our mind, that to treat a person as the same, Prabhuji?
Yeah. So we have to see just like in a pearl necklace. In a pearl necklace, all the pearls are same. They look exactly the same.
Yes.
And they're all connected with a thread. That thread we don't see. And without the thread, the pearls will not be connected. They will be disconnected and the entire necklace will be out of shape. So the thread is the connection. So similarly, we have to see that invisible, the avyakta rupam of Bhagavan as the thread which is connecting all the jivas, in our circle, in our friend circle, in the devotee circle, in the office environment, in the family, in the relations circle, everywhere in the society, everywhere we have to see this thread, that invisible thread connecting all of us. And whenever we are dealing with people, we just have to remember this point, That, okay, so there is that invisible thread of God connecting all the people, and we are all the same, just like the pearls. All the pearls are exactly the same. Qualitatively, they are exactly the same. Every pearl looks white, it's round in shape, exactly the same. Similarly, all the jivas, we are qualitatively, we are same. There are external differences. Some person may be American, some person may be Indian, male, female, uh, all these things. But these external differences are temporary. So we have to connect on the platform of soul, and also all the souls are connected to Bhagavan through the invisible thread. So we have to see this relation. Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana. Sambandha is to know the relationship between us and God, and also the relationship between us and other jivas. And Abhideya is the process that we have to follow to reach or to establish this sambandha. And Prayojana, the end result, end goal of actually attaining Krishna.
One more question, Prabhuji. When we are saying the relationship with Krishna and the relationship with others, so how it is different, Prabhuji?
So, relationship with Krishna and relationship with others is is not different, because qualitatively we are all same. We have the same qualities that Krishna has,
Yeah.
but in a minute quantity. Krishna has the same qualities in larger quantity, in unlimited quantity. He is Vibhu and we are Anu. So qualitatively we are all same. So that in that regard, the relationship between us and Krishna, relationship between us and other jivas is same.
Same.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Got
Yeah.
it.
So we have to think that if I mistreat this person, if I mishandle this person, if I don't behave well with this person, then Krishna will be upset, because he or she is a child of Krishna.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
So just like when let's say when your friend is going out of town, so temporarily for 1 or 2 days they will keep their children at your home, so you'll treat that child more carefully.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So with that principle in our mind, we have to treat everybody equally.
Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it is for advanced stage, Prabhuji. Then that.
This is advanced stage.
Yeah. Otherwise, Madraksham Sheena Punyam, that is for sadhaka stage, Prabhuji. We have to avoid some situations. That is different context, Prabhuji.
Madraksham is totally different context. That is for sense control. Yeah, that is totally different subject matter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, one question in
Yeah.
this context. Like when we have to treat everyone as equal to Krishna, maybe we may, with that sense of perception, we may not have, intelligence to find out the wrong intentions of people, right? Maybe I want to serve someone, as if I'm serving Krishna, but that might go in a wrong receiving, right? He might, if he is not pure, I don't have intelligence to identify the person is not pure. So I end up serving wrong person instead of serving Krishna, or instead of serving real devotee. So
Yeah.
we need to be intelligent enough to identify the real Vaishnava, maybe.
Yeah. We need to develop that intelligence to identify the right Vaishnava, but that is not so easy.
Yeah.
No matter, how many scriptures you read and find out the criteria for a Vaishnava, but the practical reality is totally different.
Yes,
So
bro.
by the time you know you know something negative about a person, it may be too late.
Correct. Yeah.
So the best thing that we can do, the best bargain that we have in front of us is uh, Bhagavatam has a section that defines the criteria of a guru, a Vaishnava and guru. Uh, and Bhagavad Gita also has a section where it defines the qualities of a Brahmana. Brahmana is nothing but a Vaishnava, right? So we should compare the qualities of a person with this list given in Bhagavad Gita and see if that person has these qualities. Then we can accept him as a Vaishnava. Okay, that is the best we can do. Even after doing that, okay, still after some time, after many years, we might discover something totally different. We might find some negative or faults with that person, and and that is how life is. We start with what is best possible in front of us, and then uh, the life will teach us so many things for our purification, actually. Uh, and as and when we discover, we learn from that and we grow out of it. We learn lessons and will be more careful in future. For
Yes,
example,
bro.
before coming to ISKCON, all of us, we have experimented different paths of spiritual life.
Yes.
And not only us, most of the gurus who are in ISKCON, they all have experimented different paths before coming to ISKCON. Uh, and then finally, there is something that they are connected to in ISKCON. There is something more convincing than uh, other places. So
Yes, bro.
yeah,
That is the whole problem outside. I mean, in the material world,
yeah,
identifying right person. So many people are getting cheated because
yeah,
of that lack of intelligence.
yeah. People blindly accept
Yeah.
any random person as as an acharya.
Yeah.
So
Correct.
yeah. So today only I was in the morning. In the morning I gave a class in the temple, and then after the class I was talking to one nice devotee from Vrindavan, Bhajagovinda Prabhu. He's a pujari and also very nice devotee. So he was telling me that in India people are very simple. People are very simple. They accept, Prabhuji was telling me that, so Prabhuji, I really like your, classes. Next time when you go to Vrindavan or when you go to India, uh, you can ask, uh, you can ask those temple presidents to give a class there. I used to give classes in Vrindavan temple. So if you want, I can connect you there. I can make an arrangement. Uh, and when you speak there, there'll be more people who will be ready to listen. And during that time, he was telling that people in India are very simple. They accept anything, they hear anything, and they accept anybody as a guru. That is one positive thing. They are simple. They receive everything very nicely, but at the same time, when there is a cheater, when there is a cheating guru, then they get cheated also very easily. So we have to be very careful. Yeah,
Yeah. Thank you, bro.
yeah. Okay. So continuing here. So there is some noise. Maybe you can mute. Yeah. And in the purport of this shloka, 6.32, Prabhupada explains the difference between an ordinary yogi, Ashtanga yogi, who goes to Himalayas and meditates, versus a yogi who is practicing bhakti yoga, but he is still in the society and he is compassionate about other souls. So what is the difference here? Ashtanga yogi who is practicing Ashtanga yoga in Himalayas, he is only concerned about his individual sadhana, individual progress, individual perfection. Whereas a devotee or a yogi who is practicing bhakti yoga, who is living in the society amidst the people, he is compassionate about other souls. He is not only concerned about his own individual sadhana and perfection, but he is also working towards helping others also achieve perfection. This is the mood of an acharya. An acharya or leader is the one who knows the way, who shows the way, and who goes the way. An acharya, he knows the spiritual science and he shows the spiritual science to others, all other souls. Out of compassion, he shows or he imparts the spiritual knowledge to all the conditioned souls, and he goes the way. He himself practices the spiritual science and achieves perfection. So this is the mood of an acharya. And there is a beautiful analogy that is given that when there is a river, the river does not go to the people who are thirsty. Those people who are thirsty, they have to come to the river. But a devotee, they are greater than the river in nature. They go to those people who are thirsty, in their quest for absolute truth. Those who have the thirst, or those who are on the quest for absolute truth, the acharyas, they will go to them. They will go to the society, they will preach, and they will help the humanity. This is the best welfare, this is the best social welfare that anybody can do. All other types of welfare activities are also needed, but they provide temporary benefit. Food, clothing, shelter, etc. They provide temporary benefits. Whereas this spiritual benefit is the highest one. So this is a proactive attitude, taking the wisdom directly to the people because they cannot find the river themselves. First of all, they don't even know that they are thirsty. So we have to take the water and give that water to everyone.
Prabhuji,
Just like,
one question to you.
yeah.
When you said that human beings are more than the river, right, Prabhuji? If I heard correctly.
Yeah, the acharyas. In nature, the
Acharyas.
acharyas,
Okay, acharyas.
yeah. Compassion. When it comes to compassion, the river does not go to the people who are thirsty. The person has to come. Whereas acharya, he is more compassionate than the river. See, the river water is definitely quenching the thirst of a thirsty person. Whereas acharya, he is also quenching the thirst, but it's a proactive approach and he is personally delivering the water to the people.
Yes, Prabhuji, got it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So here, Bhagavan is known as Krupa Jalanidhi. Krupa Jalanidhi. So that Jalam of compassion, an Acharya will distribute that Krupa Jalam to everybody in the society in a proactive manner. Otherwise, who asked Prabhupada, to to work so hard. His Guru Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur just gave a casual instruction. Why don't you go to Western countries and preach Krishna's message? But did that Guru Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur ask Prabhupada to work so hard at this age and after surviving 2 heart attacks, still continue going to America, and after coming to America, so many problems, life and death situations, life and death encounters. This is the compassion. This is the mood of compassion of an Acharya. So just like when a person is sick, when there is a health problem, they go to the hospital. But in a pandemic, or when there is an emergency, or when a person is really very very sick, then what happens? The doctor will come home. If a person is just sick, the person can go to the doctor. But if the person is really very very sick, the doctor will come to the patient. So that is the mood of Jagannath. Jagannath, because he knows that there are many people who don't come to the temple to take his darshan. That's why he comes out on the streets giving darshan to everyone, because he's Vaidyanath. He's not only Jagannath, but he's also Vaidyanath. He's the doctor. He's the spiritual doctor. Because people are very very sick in the material world, that they are not coming to the hospital called temple. That's why the doctor, the Vaidyanath, is coming near the people. And this is the mood of the Acharyas also. Okay, so true spiritual growth does not lead to apathy toward the world. It leads to the deepest empathy. Okay, next shloka. So is my audio, video, everything is stable? Because when I am moving around the tabs, it is very slow.
We can hear you.
Yes, Prabhuji, we can see.
It is normal for you. Okay. Okay. Bhagavad Gita Chapter 6, Sloka number 33. Now this is about the mind. Arjuna Uvacha
Arjuna
Arjuna
Uvacha.
Yoyam Yogastvaya Proktaha Samyena Madhusudana.
Yoyam
Yogasvaya
yogastvaya proktaha samyena madhusudana.
Etasyaham na pashyami chanchalatva sthitim stiram.
Etasyaham na pashyami chanchalatvat sthithim stiram.
Arjuna said, O Madhusudana, the system of yoga which you have summarized appears impractical and unendurable to me. For the mind is restless and unsteady. Now, if you go back 3 or 4 shlokas prior to what we are discussing, so there Krishna talked about controlling the mind, and then only a person who has a stable mind will be able to see the presence of God everywhere. And then Krishna starts that Yomam Pashyati Sarvatra, these three shlokas, 30, 31, 32. And after hearing all this, because the prerequisite for shloka number 30, 31, 32 is shloka number 29, where Krishna talked about controlling the mind. So after hearing all this, Arjuna says, "Oh Krishna, this process of controlling mind seems very difficult. It is impractical because the mind is restless. Chanchalatvat sthitim stiram. Restless and unsteady. Restless means it goes somewhere else and it doesn't stay there for a long time. It goes to another place and it doesn't stay there also. It goes to a totally different place. So what to do? That is what Arjuna asks. Yoyam yoga tvaya proktaha. The system of yoga described by you. Prokta means described, narrated, explained. Vakta means the speaker. Prokta means what is spoken. Vakta, prokta. Vakta, prokta, shrota. Shrota is the one who is listening. Vakta is the one who is speaking. Prokta is that which is being spoken. So, yoyam yoga tvaya proktaha. Tvaya means by you. This system of yoga explained by you, samyena madhusudana. Generally, samyena means generally focused on equal vision. Madhusudana, O killer of demon, Madhu. Okay, Madhusudana. Etasyaham na pashyami. I do not see it. A direct contrast to Krishna saying, I see everything 2 verses prior. Chanchalatva sthitim stiram. Due to the mind being restless and unable to remain stable. We'll read the purport. Okay. Shamala, chauta hai purport?
Samu చదువుతుంది ప్రభుజీ.
Okay, good. Yes, Samu. Yeah.
The system of
Mysticism.
mysticism described by Lord Krishna to Arjuna beginning with the words
Shuchau deshe.
and ending with
Yogi paramaha.
is here being rejected by Arjuna out of feeling and inability. It is not possible for an ordinary man to leave home and to go to a secluded place in the mountains or jungles to practice yoga in this age of Kali. This present age is characterized by a bitter struggle for a life of short duration. People are not serious about self-realization even by simple practical means, and what to speak of difficult yoga systems, which regulates the mode of living, the manner of sitting, selection of place, and the detachment of the mind from maternal engagements. As a practical man, Arjuna thought it was impossible to follow the system of yoga, even though he was favorably endowed in many ways. He belonged to the royal family and was highly elevated in terms of numerous qualities. He was a great warrior, he had great longevity, and all the above. He had the most intimate friend of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. 5,000 years ago, Arjuna had much better facilities than we do now, yet he still refused to accept this system of yoga. In fact, we do not find any record in history of him practicing it at any time. Therefore, the system must be considered generally impossible in this age of Kali. Of course, it may be possible for some few rare men, but for the people in general, it is an impossible proposal if we're so 5,000 years ago. Then what of the present day? Those who are imitating this yoga system in different so-called schools and societies, although complacent, are certainly wasting their time. They are completely in ignorance of the desired goal.
Very good. Okay, good job. So here, Arjuna is asking an innocent question, or he is expressing an innocent concern that, oh Krishna, the system of Ashtanga Yoga that you have explained seems very impractical. And this is the point Krishna wants to establish. The impracticality or the inability of people to practice Ashtanga Yoga in modern age, Kali Yuga. If it was difficult for Arjuna 5,000 years ago with so many better facilities than what we have now definitely uh, the society has degraded so much, people have degraded so much. So definitely this system of Ashtanga Yoga is not a practical yoga for people to practice. That's why they have imitated this Ashtanga Yoga. They have imitated, and they have given so many different names: Heart Yoga, Bikram Yoga, this yoga, that yoga. But these are all just providing some temporary health benefits, but that is not actual yoga. We cannot even call that as yoga actually. So that name is abused. That name yoga is highly abused in the society. So Krishna explained about karma yoga, dhyana yoga, ashtanga yoga. And finally, in the next chapter, starting from 7th chapter, Krishna will explain bhakti yoga. But before that, he is yeah.
Question అదే slide లో previous slide లో I have a question like what does it mean deep doubts are beginning to surface regarding its own capability to surface regarding ante what does it mean Prabhuji?
Deep doubts are beginning to surface regarding his own capability. So as we saw in the beginning of 6th chapter, Krishna gave the step-by-step instruction of how to practice Ashtanga Yoga. A person has to go to a secluded place like a forest, sit on deer skin, stare at the tip of the nose, or stare between the two eyebrows, with closed eyes, not closed eyes, with the eyes half shut. He has to meditate on the Paramatma within. So after hearing all this, Arjuna is verifying his ability, that am I capable of practicing all this? Then Arjuna concluded saying that it is impractical, I cannot practice this. Okay, so deep doubts are beginning to surface regarding his own capability.
Okay Prabhuji, got it. Thank you Prabhuji.
So not only there are two aspects of Ashtanga Yoga. two challenges with Ashtanga Yoga. One is it is very hard to practice. Another one is even after practicing such a hard system of yoga, what is the end result that one will get? They will get Paramatma realization of God, which is not the highest. The highest result is Bhagavan realization of God, where we need to play with Krishna like a Gopa in Vrindavan. That is not possible with Ashtanga Yoga. So the Bhakti Yoga is far easier compared to Ashtanga Yoga, and it gives you the highest benefit. And here Arjuna is saying that I am not able to see everyone as equal. Samyena Madhusudana. I am not able to get this equal vision. Krishna is asking to develop equal vision in 6.32. Atma upamyena sarvatra Atma upamyena samyatra. What is the second line? Samam pashyati yorjuna. Right? So that samatvam Arjuna is not able to develop. He is seeing that he is seeing a difference between Kauravas and Pandavas. Arjuna looks at the battlefield. How can he view the righteous brother Yudhishthira and his evil enemy Duryodhana with the exact same vision?
Prabhu, one question. So
Yeah.
here, if the expectation that Krishna is setting is to have the equal vision, then it will be more tough for Arjuna, right? To fight versus like if he sees like, hey, they are doing wrong, right? That's the motivation.
Yeah. So having equal vision there, that means Krishna is asking Arjuna to see everyone as a soul. Now uh, he's differentiating based on the external bodily identity.
Yeah, but that's the question, Prabhu. Like if equal vision, because Krishna was initially also pointing out, hey, they are uh the wrongdoers, right? Like they it's portrayed like that way. But if you go to that level where you start looking at everyone as a soul, Kshatriya should be looking at that with that vision or not? Like, because for Kshatriya, he has the duty to
Mhm.
fight against the unjust also. But when the moment we start looking at everybody's soul, our compassion kicks in, right?
Now here, no, when you see the presence of soul in others, yes, compassion kicks in. But what are you going to achieve by saving the body? That is a point Krishna mentioned in second chapter also. That this body is temporary. Don't think that you are going to be the cause of the permanent death of these people, because you can never kill them. No, no weapon, no fire, no wind, no water can cause any damage to the soul. So don't think that you are going to kill these souls. What you are killing is the temporary body. So here, the samatvam that Krishna is recommending Arjuna to develop is to see the presence of soul in the Kauravas also. So the present situation at the time of chapter 6, the present situation of Arjuna is he's still considering Kauravas as bodies. He's identifying with them on a bodily platform. That's why he's thinking they're bad, and he's thinking that how can I kill them? But when he has this samatvam, now having samatvam in the sense doesn't mean he considers good people and bad people equally. No, that is not samatvam. Samatvam means seeing everyone as soul. Samatvam is not to say that oh tiger, you and I are same. On the basis of soul, I have soul, you also have soul. Come on, give me a hug. No, that is not samatvam. We have to discriminate. While this is called Bhinnatvam in ekatvam. Bhinnatvam in ekatvam. Difference in oneness. While you are identifying everyone as equal, you still discriminate. You discriminate between the good and bad. That is what the function of intelligence, right? Intelligence means to differentiate between good and bad. So Krishna is not denying that. Krishna is asking Arjuna to discriminate between good and bad, but only when it comes to the fear of Arjuna and he doesn't want to fight because he is identifying Kauravas as bodies. That is where Krishna is asking Arjuna to develop samatvam. That consider everyone as soul and don't think that you're killing anybody. You cannot actually kill the soul. Okay, is that clear, Abhishek?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, I think in second chapter it was clear. It was all we I think understood this when Krishna was telling. In this context, I was thinking here it's more of like for Kshatriya in a battlefield.
Yeah.
Does it make sense for them to treat everyone as a soul, or just do their duty based on like whatever I think the material platform people are, because the duties will be driven more by not the soul aspect but the material nature of the offenders, right?
Yeah, we still have to discriminate that. We still have to discriminate between good and bad, right and wrong, and deal with that accordingly.
Makes sense. Thank you, Prabhu.
So here killing Kauravas also showing compassion, Prabhuji?
Killing Kauravas is
Battle.
also compassion in one sense, because if, let's say, Arjuna does not kill Duryodhana, what is going to happen? He is going to continue doing adharma paripalana, and in that process he will commit so many sinful activities. He himself will incur so many sinful reactions for which he has to suffer for many lifetimes. Whereas here, when Arjuna is killing him to end his adharmika paripalana, so his future consequences will be reduced. So in that sense, it is a compassion. And that is the right thing to do. For a Kshatriya like Arjuna, that is the right thing to do there.
So indirectly, Acharyas also doing that one, Prabhuji. Yeah, they are, I mean, by giving true knowledge, they are minimizing our bad things like that.
Yes, exactly. They are destroying our karma and they are reducing the number of lifetimes that we have to go through, and they are reducing the severity and amount of punishment that we have to go through.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Because in Kurukshetra war or before Kurukshetra war, all the other attempts, like Pandavas trying to reconcile with Duryodhana did not help. Krishna personally trying to reconcile, in a sandhi with Duryodhana, that did not help. When all the Samadana, Veda, all the other attempts fail, then the last one remaining is Danda. You take the sword out and kill.
So in general, compassion means we will think like dealing softly or accepting bad also like that,
Yeah.
but not that that is not the exact mean. Compassion means you have to correct the people.
Yes.
Yes, got it.
Yeah. Okay. So here is an example here. Okay, when this is in Dhruva Charitam. When Dhruva was insulted by his stepmother, saying that he cannot sit in the lap of his father, then that 5-year-old boy Dhruva felt very humiliated. Then Dhruva's actual mother, biological mother, she suggested that I cannot help you, my son. You have to depend on Narayana, Vishnu. And then he goes into the forest, and Narada Muni comes there. Narada Muni tells Dhruva to ignore the stepmother's insult, stating that a spiritually mature person treats honor and dishonor equally. Now, here Narada Muni is giving his vision, like how he sees everyone equally. Whether they are doing good or bad, he will treat them equally. But the reality for Dhruva, when it comes to Dhruva is saying, I am not a pure devotee like you. I am a sadhaka. And when I heard the insult from my stepmother, I feel very humiliated and my blood is boiling. I cannot just simply keep quiet. And then finally, Narada Muni guides him. Narada Muni gives him a mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and asks him to continuously chant that name, which will purify him, and then finally he will get darshan of Vishnu. So the highest stage is definitely what Narada Muni is saying. But since as a sadhaka we don't have that vision, and that is what Arjuna is also expressing, that, oh Krishna, I don't have this higher vision of seeing everyone as equal. So how can I practice this yoga, Ashtanga yoga? Okay.
One question.
Yeah.
Like Dhruva had, like a stepmother has said that he got insulted. So the name is the one which help him to observe the things easily, like insulting. If anybody is insulting us, anything saying, if we start chanting the God's name, so he doesn't feel about it, right, Prabhuji?
Yeah, in an advanced stage he doesn't feel, but slowly, that process of chanting the holy name purifies. It gives the strength to tolerate the humiliation, the insult, and it makes him develop that vision of equality, and he will not consider the insult as an insult. He will think that, oh, this is my own mistake. Like what Gajendra thought. Gajendra thought, whatever I am suffering, it's all because of my mistake.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So he did not see it as the problem of that crocodile. Or in the previous lifetime, Indradumna Maharaj, when Ambarish Maharaj, when Durvasa Muni came and cursed him, he did not blame him. He thought it was my own mistake. That's why I got this punishment. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Prabhu, one more follow-up I have
Yeah.
in the previous context come the equanimity and doing discrimination also, right? So we just discussed like Arjuna was expected to see them in the soul, but also expected to kill them, and killing them was a compassionate act. That's what we concluded,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
So one's argument can be uh, like like now we know understand, hey, everything is soul around us, the
Mhm.
little say, insects or little creatures who are there, right? And we know that's not their perfect living, they are just struggling in that body, right? So the people just go on killing them and just saying, hey, I am anyways compassionate to them because I know we are all souls and they are not in the best body, so maybe giving this body early will help them to graduate, right?
Or
So
to
how to,
animals.
sorry?
You're saying killing animals?
Yeah, killing animals or insects and all, right?
Mm.
Like we know that's not the perfect body for them to for nirvana and for like to uh, get the final destination.
Yeah.
And are we then, can that, how that argument can hold? Or I know it is wrong, but I'm not sure like how to counter that when in this context, right?
Yeah.
Hey, killing, I'm compassionate
Yeah.
because anyways they are going to get rid of this menial body which is like not their true thing, and they are anyways soul and they will transcend to the other body and quickly get to that next. Yeah.
Yeah. So, first of all, that is not our duty. Okay? It is not our prescribed duty. We don't have any authority to do like that. Whereas in case of Arjuna, he was a Kshatriya. It is his prescribed duty to protect Dharma and kill the adharmic people. Whereas for us, it's not our duty to go and kill all the animals or even even the bad people in the society, saying that oh, you know what, I'm going to help you by killing you. And you take out your your gun or something and then you shoot that person. So that is not what Krishna is telling here, right? So if we are not an authority, if we don't have that prescribed duty, uh, then we cannot do that. Let the nature act on its own and let the universal laws govern the life of every species. So unless we are an authority, we cannot, and unless we are a kshatriya, we have that prescribed duty, we cannot. And also forgetting killing animals. uh, by killing animals prematurely, we will incur sinful reactions. We will incur sinful reactions. The animal in the next life will go to another species of animal body, but rather we are going to get sinful reactions. So we are going to cause more damage. Instead of helping other jivas, we are going to cause damage to ourselves.
Yeah, but the argument can be, hey, we are compassionate and we should be helping others, we should be like selfless, right? Like why we are like selfish?
Yeah, no, but that is going against the laws of nature.
Okay.
Now the same argument, if an acharya says that let's say somebody has a name Vijay.
Yeah.
Hey Vijay, you know what? You are leading a sinful. You are drinking alcohol. Uh, you are leading an animalistic life. When a person is drinking alcohol and doing all nonsense, there's no difference between animal and human being. So then Acharya comes and says that, you know what, Vijay, you are like an animal, so I want to help you, I'll kill you. No. So we
Means,
cannot,
yeah, means in human body at least like there is hope, like you can guide them and you can make them think, but people can say like always, hey, animals you cannot anyways, knowing the knowledge, like they had to anyways transcend from this birth to another birth.
yeah.
So why not expedite that? But how, what I understand, Prabhu, is like it's not just the knowledge of hey everybody is a soul and
Mm.
discriminating good and bad, but also knowing are we authoritative to do that, right? Are we like, is it our dharma, like our, what do you say, like our prescribed duty? So
Yeah.
even if we see something bad in society, though we know it is, we discriminate it is good and bad, which we should not take our own action in there.
Yeah, we cannot take things in our control, in our hands. And also, the essential point in case of Arjuna killing Kauravas there is, if Arjuna doesn't kill Duryodhana and Kauravas, they are going to get more sinful reactions. Whereas in case of animal, there is no sinful reaction, there is no karma for an animal. An animal will continue to evolve through the different species of life. And even if you kill an animal in this lifetime, in the next life, are you going to be there? Do you know which body the animal will get in the next life? Because our
Yeah.
life is only short lived, and we cannot stay all throughout the 84,000 species of life of that animal. So definitely, uh, that is not the right approach. That is not what Krishna is recommending here. So to save the Kauravas out of compassion and avoiding them and preventing them from incurring sinful reactions, Krishna is telling Arjuna to show compassion based on the soul platform. Don't think that you are killing them. They are their soul, and you cannot actually kill the soul.
So if a police kill any culprit, so it is not a wrong thing because he is an authorized person, probably.
Yes. Yeah, for example, a Supreme Court magistrate, if he awards a death sentence to a person, to a hardcore criminal, it is bona fide, it is approved, it is as per the law. And why they are giving death sentence? Because if that person is continuing to live, is going to cause more damage to the society, and it is shastric also, right? Because he is going to, that person, that culprit, the criminal is going to incur sinful reactions for himself. So both according to the city laws and universal laws, Supreme Court magistrate giving death sentence in some situations is needed. That is the bona fide and valid thing to do. That's why Krishna is asking Arjuna to do the same thing here. Okay, so now moving forward.
Or the
Uh,
God is the one to decide, Prabhuji.
huh?
If it's like Abhishek Prabhuji said to show the compassionate so we can kill and to get a good body to the animal.
Yeah,
So instead of that, we can think in that way, ki let that means like to what exactly I'm trying to say, like the nature will decide about the all the jivas, right? Prabhuji, the Krishna.
yeah.
And we as a thing, we can also pray that to convince ourselves if something good to be happen, we have to think for that. Okay, something like next body, maybe that hand would have got good body. In that way, we can do it, right? Probably to make a compassionate.
Yeah. So when you chant, sitting in a forest or sitting in a park, when you are chanting, when you are reciting some stotrams, when you are reciting Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Then the transcendental, or when you're doing kirtan sitting in a park, the transcendental sound vibration will benefit not only the human beings, but also the trees, but also the insects, everybody. Whoever is hearing, whoever is around that place, it will benefit everybody.
Okay, you got it. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So now when it comes to our practical day-to-day life sadhana, generally we have unrealistic expectations, thinking that oh, if I chant 64 rounds means then I can progress quickly. And this happens many times in many devotee communities, in many towns and villages, in cities uh, within ISKCON. This false propaganda happens. Like the more you chant, the more number of rounds you chant, the more quicker you can progress. So, and they try to generalize that number like 32 rounds, 64 rounds, like that. What Prabhupada has recommended is 16 rounds. So let's keep it to that only. And beyond 16, we should not generalize that recommendation. If somebody is able to do more than 16, yes, they are welcome to do it. Otherwise, we should not advertise saying that chant 32 rounds, chant 64, like that. Whatever Prabhupada has given, 16 rounds minimum, that everybody has to chant, whoever is serious in bhakti. But otherwise, so that is one example of unrealistic expectation. But the realistic incremental actions we can make today, if we only look here, we lose our spiritual inspiration. And if we look at others who are chanting 64 rounds and we are not able to chant, we will lose hope, we will be discouraged. So the point that Krishna is trying to say here is set your expectations uh, realistically. Set your expectations realistically and practically. Do what is practically possible. Do what is realistic according to your individual life. Just like for Arjuna, he himself was saying, this system of yoga is not practical for me, but it doesn't mean it is not practical for anybody. There are, even till today, there are some people who are practicing Ashtanga yoga. So it is okay for them, it is suitable for them. So let them do it. But for us, it is not practical, so we should not do it. Okay, so here there is some comparison between Ashtanga yoga and Bhakti yoga. We will discuss this when we come to Bhakti yoga, 7th chapter onwards. All of this we can skip.
We can say thanks to Arjuna.
Because Arjuna made it very clear. Otherwise, if Arjuna did not say this, that
Yeah.
oh Krishna, this Ashtanga yoga is very difficult, then maybe many people would have tried actually. Because generally the tendency is any process that is harder, people think that that will give the best result. But that is not necessarily true. That is not necessarily true all the time. So, okay. So this is the 33rd shloka. Next one. We'll do one more shloka and then we'll stop. Do you see my screen?
No, Prabhu.
No, Prabhuji.
Okay, stop sharing.
We discussed some points about this shloka before.
34. No. Yeah. Mind control.
Yeah,
So
characteristics.
after Arjuna expresses his concern that the system of Ashtanga Yoga is very impractical, then Krishna tells in Sloka number 34. Bhagavad Gita Chapter 6, Sloka number 34. 6.34. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramadhi balavadhrudam.
Chanchalam
Chanchalam hi mana
Krishna
Krishna
Pramadhi
pramadhi
Balavadhrudam
bhalavadrudham
Tasyaham nigriham manye vayor iva sudhushkaram.
Tasyaham
Tasyaham
Nigraham
nigraham
Manye
manye
Vayor
vayor
Sudushkaram.
sudushkaram.
Yeah. So Arjuna is still continuing his concern. In the previous shloka 33, he said the system of Ashtanga Yoga is a very impractical. And here he is further expressing his concern that, O Krishna, the mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong. To subdue it, I think, is more difficult than controlling the wind. Chanchalam. He is giving the nature of, he's explaining, the Arjuna is explaining the nature of the mind. It is chanchalam. Chanchalam means wavering, unsteady. Pramati, dangerous. Balavat, strong. Dridam, obstinate. So four attributes of the mind, four dangerous attributes of the mind. And each one of them is itself very dangerous, and four of them together it can cause major havoc. That's why Arjuna is saying controlling mind is more difficult than controlling the wind. So we discussed this shloka. We discussed it 2 times actually. Once in the beginning of 6th chapter, Bandhuratmatmanastasya enatmaivatmana jitaha. During that time, and also sometime in the past also we discussed. So we'll quickly, in about 5 minutes, we'll quickly revise. So the nature of the mind is to constantly wander. Just like how a small child is constantly wandering. 1 minute the child is looking here, the other minute looking there. 1 minute the child is sitting here. Next minute the child will go somewhere else. Keep crawling here and there. So there is no predictability. There is no predictability. That is the problem with the chanchalam, restlessness. So we don't know what that person will do. We don't know how that person will behave. Chanchalam. Pramati, mad and agitating, completely disconnected from reality, can act irrationally, self-destructively, or exhibit temporary insanity. So we can see this in the teenage kids, Pramati, how they are rebellious in nature against the parents, how they are rebellious, because they are trying to become independent, but the parents they're still treating them like babies and small children, and they're putting all the restrictions, and the child is trying to rebel. So there is a friction between the child and the parents. So madness and agitation, pramati. Balavat, strong. The mind is so strong. It is so strong that the mind thinks that only when I get that object, I'll be happy. The mind cannot think anything else other than that. It is so strong. Whatever the mind thinks, the mind has sankalpa, vikalpa. I like this, I don't like it. And once a mind likes something, and it is strong about that. I like it and I cannot live without it. This will give me the happiness. So it is very strong. It is very strong in fulfilling desires, or it is very strong in getting the things done. Whatever the mind thinks, it is strong about getting those things done. Next, dridam. Obstinate. The mind doesn't want to listen any piece of good advice. Mind doesn't want to listen. Once a mind likes something, it doesn't listen. It is not ready to listen to anything against it. Obstinate, stubborn. So chanchalam, pramati, balavat, dridam. So with all these great challenges, Arjuna is saying that, oh Arjuna, oh Krishna, it is like controlling the mind is like controlling the wind, controlling the rages of wind, like a tornado. If there's a tornado in the sky, trying to capture that with hands, or trying to bind it to control it, which is impossible. And in 6.19, yata deepo nivatasto nengate sopama smrita. In that shloka, Krishna gave a nice explanation that how a windless lamp stays steady. But the same lamp, if it is exposed to wind, it becomes unsteady. The lamp becomes unsteady. Similarly, yogi's mind is perfectly peaceful, freed from the blowing winds of material desires. And the moment it is not controlled, the moment mind is subject to external disturbances, it is difficult to control the mind. So Sarita, this is where that madraksham kshina punyam comes. That madraksham kshina punyam. I don't want to see anything. I don't want to see anybody who is not a devotee of God. I don't want to hear anything that is not about God. I don't want to remember anything that is not related to God. So those are all like the winds of disturbances. If we expose our mind to those disturbances, our mind will be flickering like the windless, like the lamp exposed to wind. Okay, so now here is that beautiful analogy of the chariot of life. We all know this. This is from Katha. This analogy is from Katha Upanishad or Kathopanishad. So we have the chariot that represents the body, Arjuna, the soul sitting in the chariot, and Krishna, the intelligence, and the five senses are represented by the five horses, and the ropes are the mind. So senses are being controlled by the ropes, ropes are being controlled by Krishna. Krishna represents intelligence, mind, the ropes represent mind, and horses represent the senses. So we have to do sadhana in two different ways, top down and bottom up. Top down means starting with intelligence, cultivate good intelligence by reading scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Ramayanam. And that intelligence will control the mind, and that mind will navigate or guide the senses. That is top down approach. And bottom up approach is control the senses, make an explicit effort to control the senses and control the mind. So this is bottom up approach. So we have to do both simultaneously. While trying to cultivate good intelligence, we should also practice austerity, controlling the senses. So both are needed. Oftentimes we hear that if we control the intelligence, then automatically it will control the mind, and the mind will automatically control the senses. No, it doesn't work like that. We have to do both. We have to cultivate good intelligence. At the same time, we have to control the senses. Yes, Annapurna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Is it like, Prabhuji, I'm just, is it true or not? Just tell me. No need of any assumption. Our mind, we will thinking so much, right, Prabhuji? So I think there is no point of thinking so much for anything, right, Prabhuji? Because things will happen automatically, right, Prabhuji? We will put our mind or assume something. Right, Prabhuji? Is my understanding correct?
What do you mean? Things will happen automatically?
Means
That means
automatically means whatever things is like already done.
hmm.
Just we are playing the role, right, Prabhuji? This is in even Krishna said, "Na, I've already killed these people.
Yeah.
Just you have to act." So I feel like I always feel like that things have already happened. Now we have to act in a very no need of thinking so much for anything. Is it true,
Hmm.
Prabhuji?
Yeah, no, the second part is correct. What you said, the second part is correct, that no need of thinking too much and stressing about anything unnecessarily. That is correct. But the first part, things will happen automatically. Maybe you didn't put in correct words, but I think what you're trying to say is correct. The second part, where you mentioned that
Yeah.
there is no need to think unnecessarily, think too much, overthinking. Uh, yeah, that is not required.
And God will give the mind also, no, Prabhuji. Like we have to understand that and act accordingly. Not that like it's very high level. We think like okay, this happened. No need of and like assuming also so much of assumption will be there, Prabhuji. Like
Yeah.
so we should not think about like that, Prabhuji. Right, Prabhuji.
Now, the same Krishna who has given us the mind,
Hmm.
the same Krishna gave us an instruction saying that
Hmm.
Uddhared Atmanatmanam Atmanam Avasadayet. O Arjuna, uplift yourself with the help of the mind.
Hmm.
Krishna gave
Okay.
the same mind, and the same Krishna
Um,
gave the instruction also how to handle the mind.
hmm.
Uddhared Atmanatmanam. Uplift yourself with the help of the mind.
Hmm. It's the
Yeah.
tool. It's a tool to means like to in like the mind is like a tool to purify us, right, Prabhuji?
Uh, Mind is like a tool. Yes. It's like an instrument. Correct. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Because in your mind, when you think about Krishna, then you get purified. So yes, it is mind is an instrument to purify our consciousness. So now, after hearing this concern from Arjuna, Krishna shows empathy to Arjuna, saying that Krishna does not say, "Hey, what kind of a Kshatriya are you? Huh? Can't you just control the mind? Can't you practice this Ashtanga yoga and control the mind? What kind of Kshatriya are you? You are useless." No, Krishna did not scold Arjuna like that. But Krishna agreed, he acknowledged the concern of Arjuna and he gave a solution. What to do next? So, in simple words, the solution is uh, actually when we go to that shloka, we'll see. It's basically abhyāsena kaunteya vairāgyena cha gruhyate. Krishna talks about two techniques, abhyāsa and vairāgya. Practice and detachment. The mind is uniquely dangerous because it combines four traits. It is restless, mad, immensely powerful, and completely obstinate. See, even one of them itself is very dangerous. When everything is combined, it becomes like a super mass destructing weapon. Modern remedy is not mechanical suppression but spiritual redirection, engaging the mind fully in Krishna through bhakti and chanting. Okay, so it's 1 o'clock. I think we can stop here. So we covered 3 shlokas today, right? 32, 3, and 4. Yeah. Okay. Any last questions, comments, reflections? Anyone?
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, one question always comes about prescribed duties.
Mm-hmm.
This has been like sometimes I have heard multiple versions of that. So, and in today's context as well, we try to answer one thing, right? Like when a soldier on duty or somebody there, it's a prescribed duty they can kill, or a policeman can kill because it's a prescribed duty, right?
Mm.
But what exactly is prescribed duty? Because I have also heard read like it's not by birth, right? Like you don't get your prescribed duties by birth. So because then it's evolving, or it's like human manifested, right? Like hey, like somebody authorizes you or somebody doesn't authorize you
Yeah.
to do something. So and sometimes people just claim, like say in tribal areas people are there who have taken up guns, right? Because they don't trust the government, right?
Mm.
And they seek justice for themselves.
Yeah.
Now within their people, yeah, they are like authority, they are authorized, right? So whose stamp, I think, is the government stamp, is the ultimate stamp. Somebody can kill someone or not, right? Specifically I'm talking today in terms of killing someone. Otherwise, if we think like we should not be killing anyone, as you answered, right? Yeah, it should be nature's cause and effect, and we should not interfere with that. And but do people do, like even a judge case, right? A judge is appointed person, some human has appointed, and what is his credibility? Is he a Vaishnav, is he a bhakta, right? So nobody, everybody is appointed, everybody is elected something or other, right?
Mm.
So prescribed duties, these always confuse me, like how to understand. And then I was hearing Gaurang Darshan Prabhuji also, he said in Kali Yuga it's more like individuals have to decide their own like duty, like based on their swabhava, what is their duty, rather than because there was a Mataji who asked like uh, uh, as a like 21st century woman, Is it like taking care of my family, child, or my job, right? Now, which is like my prescribed duty, and where to focus more, where to not focus more, right? So
Hmm.
all those different kind of questions come. So
Hmm.
I would like to hear from you as well, like how you see this, like prescribed duty, this context, whole context. Yeah.
Yeah. So first of all, we have to identify our varna, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and that is identified based on guna and karma, based on our qualities, our inclinations, and based on the activities that we do. So we acquire this guna from previous lifetimes. Based on the impressions from past lifetimes, we have certain guna, certain nature, certain inclination. That is called uti in Bhagavatam terminology. That is called uti. Good inclination, bad inclination, or inclination to do things in a particular way, or inclination or interest in doing certain things. So based on this, based on the guna, and also based on what are the activities that we have been doing since our childhood days till now, what are the activities we have been doing. So based on this guna and karma, our varna will be decided. So for example, somebody uh, is interested, somebody is always thinking about doing business, okay, making money, always he is thinking about profit and loss, uh, always thinking about money like this, then definitely he has some impressions of Vaishya from the previous lifetime. And in this lifetime, he is doing that also. Whatever impressions are there, he is continuing to do that. Then obviously he is a Vaishya. That is his Varna.
Mm.
So like that, a person will be able to identify his Swabhava, his nature. So identifying Varna is not a great difficulty. Anybody after spending 20, 30 years of their lifetime, they can easily identify. So once that is identified, then what are the prescribed duties for that Varna? Krishna explains that in 18th chapter. For example, Krushi Goraksha Vanijyam Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam. What is the Swabhava of a Vaishya? Krushi Goraksha Vanijyam. That means farming, cow protection, and business. These are the three things. And for a Kshatriya, protecting people, leadership, administrative things. For example, police officer job is also Kshatriya. Now, once you join that, you know, that duty as a police officer, what you have to do and what is the right thing to do within that duty, that is decided by authorities, and it is decided by the law, that particular civil law code. So as long as you are operating under the purview of those laws, then it is okay. The Supreme Court magistrate, he's giving death sentence to kill a person, and if it is within the purview of that Supreme Court laws, it is within the purview of the constitution of that country, yes, it is valid, it is bona fide, it is licensed.
But those are like, again, like those are created by humans, right? Like we only, it's not like shastras that are giving those constitutions, right?
Yes.
And these are all created, they people twist it, people do amend it over time.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, shastras like Vedas are not getting amended, but like these things just get amended, right?
Yeah.
Based on their convenience. And so that's where I doubt, like whether who is has the right to sentence someone for death, right? Like that's like maybe in a when earlier it used to be like kings, right? Like Maharaj and kings will be there. Kings
Yeah.
will do it, and they will always refer to their courtsmen, like who are like very learned in shastras also, right? Well, doing these a good king, I will say, not like every king, but a good king always will listen to their courtsmen, like who are learned scholars or who know the niti and all that.
Yeah.
But today it doesn't happen. Today is just like, hey, somebody studies well, somebody just gets some exam,
Yeah.
gets through that, and then becomes a doctor, and he decides fate of somebody, whether
Yeah.
they live or die in on a bed.
Yeah.
Somebody becomes a policeman, and they decide fate of, like, they do encounters.
Yeah.
I don't know, like they don't even take them people to court, right? And then on the contrary, there are like tribal people who actually don't have trust in these constitutions because they believe like these are again not helping them, and they
Yeah.
form their own, like the Naxal areas. I have read about them, like, hey,